And I get building to level 16 so that I can use the damn Lycanite's Forge. I know it wants 18, what? This wants Charge Element, Shadow and Void. There you go. Barely to level 2. It's pretty cool with the shader. Didn't actually think it would be luminescent. I need some form of armor that has plenty of durability but isn't too powerful. Why is the Umbrium weaker than iron? That's just preposterous. Okay, iron armor is cool and all, but it's too generic and it's not challenging. Deathworm armor, on the other hand, realistically I should go for troll armor, since it does also give projectile protection. Wait, 30, 60, and 70, okay, so the full set is 70. I could also go for silver. Trolls are too hard to find, and deathworms, I mean, it's just a slow process to find them, so I'll be going for Myrmex armor for now. So, let's go raiding Myrmex nest and see how that goes. For context, Myrmex armor is weaker than diamond armor, but stronger than iron. My hopes being that with this it'll also have more durability, and having at least somewhat of a challenge to acquire, since, well, I have multiple blocks of iron. I also went ahead and crafted myself a diamond shield, since our iron one didn't last particularly long, and this time managed to get unbreaking and natural blocking on it, which is very nice. I went ahead and harassed the local populace, which seemed to be not particularly reactive. Look at the cute little baby. Looks like a crab. It becomes night and I start questioning whether it's a good idea to continue going any further. I then also notice that the diamond shield reflects light off of the torch, which is quite neat. But also I start wondering that maybe the Myrmex go to sleep during the night, because I was having trouble finding them. They aren't sleeping. Walking on their nest slows you down, so it can be quite dangerous, but then I notice that maybe they are sleeping. Sentinels are the strongest defending unit in a Myrmex nest, and I just took them all down in one fell swoop. To my own surprise, I had literally already reached the core of their nest with their queen. And so I'd head back, because I didn't want to destroy an entire nest, especially not when they defend themselves so poorly. I almost felt guilty that I attacked them during the night, even though I was fully unaware that they have sleep cycles. But as I head out, I found this curious fellow, which I rarely ever find, but now, for some reason, he's right here in front of the Myrmex nest to greet me. I then realized that he probably got out there because his beloved lake had frozen. It's now become day and I head back into the nest. Some new Myrmex hatched, but it wasn't looking particularly promising for this hive. Oddly enough, the queen appeared to be neutral. So I thought, well, maybe I can just sneak past and explore deeper into the nest without needing to kill the queen. And that maybe the queen's chambers were right in front of the entrance was just some odd fluke. But the queen didn't want any of that. Apparently as soon as I set foot into her quarters, she gets deeply offended. I tried to not mind her, but unfortunately this caused my pets to engage. Okay, no, don't kill the queen, kill the queen. Forcing me to dismiss them. How you doing, Grumpy? Well then, I'm just gonna ignore you and go for your other tunnels, okay? Have a good one. But unfortunately, as soon as I respawn them, I head straight for the queen. And despite my best efforts, on my return, I realize that she's nowhere to be found, assuming that she's been killed. I continue exploring the nest, finding multiple hatcheries, wondering to myself why there isn't a single guard. However, not all rooms were abandoned, and this one managed to put up quite a bit of a fight. I try collecting an egg because, I don't know, maybe I can hatch them. But I'm greeted by a royal. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have killed them, because now, without royals, a queen can never spawn. And this nest has probably been completely annihilated. I engage the last remaining soldiers. And with that, there wasn't a single soul left alive in the nest. Completely abandoned, even the wildlife began to spawn and take residence in this now abandoned home. With the fall of the Myrmex nest, winter's grasp has arrived.
Winter's grasp. The weather outside is frightful.
The premise was completely overrun by Wendigos. Have at thee! The village could provide me shelter, but the Wendigos won't simply despawn. I had to fight them all. The battle ensued for the entire night. Unexpectedly, Wendigos are fairly simple opponents. With no path prediction aiming, all you have to do is strafe and you'll basically never get hit. And look at all the stuff I managed to get. Not that it matters since I can't really do much with a frost element. Speaking of mob attack patterns, just lose every motive to live once you've killed their alpha. If you think about it, it's quite depressing. Just look at him. Since I happened to find it, I also decided to loot one of the pyramids. This time, knowing how to deal with the trap, I somehow still managed to trigger it. Considering how smoothly I expected things to go, everything happened in the worst possible way. As I return home with some extra loot, I also notice this dragon activates its AA cannons or something, I don't know, it just starts shooting straight up in the air. I've never seen that before. As I return home, I finally craft the Myrmex armor, with enough materials to spare to hopefully get some of them to masterful. And, almost as if the game was overjoyed that we're finally using a set of armor that everyone's kept neglecting, with only our initial 50, we've managed to get the entire set on Masterful. Great! Great! Luck's on our side. Luck's like, wow, I'm so happy you're finally actually using a piece of armor that no one's ever used. Here, let me make it all Masterful for you. Now, since I've jinxed it, let's observe as the helmet does not. Oh, it's already masterful. Well, thank you. I then enchant the equipment purposely with the intention of hoping not to get them with protection, because otherwise the armor would become too overpowered. Call it luck or misfortune, but at the end all the armor ended up quite heavily enchanted by only using the enchanting table. That is way too overpowered. I also decided to place the one egg that I smuggled out of the Myrmex nest. And in hindsight, maybe it wasn't the brightest idea, because if it hatches hostile, it'll have quite the feast on all the villagers that I brought here. Now with the ideal set of armor for adventuring in dungeons, I set out to find more cobblestone, because I need to expand my base and I still haven't built a damn storage room. As any intelligent person would, to search for cobblestone, I head into a sandstone dungeon. I may or may not have upgraded the armor too much, although the only pieces that have protection are the chestplate and boots. It looks like I never took any damage. Maybe I'm just too good at blocking and dodging attacks. But regardless, I need a weaker set of armor, and I'll be looking forward to finally expanding the base a bit more. I only got a stack and a half of cobblestone, but now I have a Geonax spear. Anyways, thanks for watching, and bye.